Good morning, everyone. It's nice to see you again. Another video on um, the stuff I'm working on, whatever that is. Well, this video, I'm not going to talk much about technical stuff. It's pretty much going to be more talk about what's happening and what will happen, hopefully. Um, we'll just well, I'll also update on my life and what's going on. So to begin with, I think last videos we posted on the Kronos was pretty much about the licensing and all that kind of stuff. If you guys need any more help on things like compiling the OS and things like that, just give me a shout. I'm more than happy to help. That's absolutely fine. The other bits, also to do with missing files on the OS. If you're looking for those, just shout if you need. Yeah, I can help. That's not a problem. The other bit, or let me just go back, take a step back in here. What we covered on the Kronos so far was the PC side of it, or the Intel side of it. Just to recap, in case people don't know, there's two sides of the Kronos, or two components playing the part to run the system. You've got the Intel motherboard inside, running the Linux OS, and you also have the other side of it, which is the OMAP, or they call it the shark in the past. Yeah, so the PC side, as you might have seen on the previous videos, the functionality of it is basically simple. It just loads the stuff up and then pumps it up to whoever it is to get the instrument up and running. It also does other things like I think people find it more, especially developers, find it more easier to have it to load up stuff to compatibility stuff. For example, if you have this little device like a MIDI keyboard, external MIDI keyboard, or something like that, it's easier to run on a known OS than to have it running on a hardware. Easier to update, easier to do stuff for some developers, but arguably yes or no, but that's fine. Also, it's easier to control other devices from a known operating system like Linux. So what I've done in the past on my videos is kind of expose that, how, what the RTI does, the communication, the memory, that kind of stuff. It's there's a lot going on usually inside the PC, not just loading up the stuff. There's a lot of things, like tremolo loads and stereos and padding and panning and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot happening on the PC before. So a lot of cooking happening on the PC or the Intel side before it sends to the OMAP. The OMAP basically is a sound card. They're using it as a sound card. And also, it's used as a controller for the display interface and the rest of the controls. So when you press, volume up, volume down, tempo, change some stuff on the display or touch the screen, it all goes to the OMAP, and the OMAP talks to the PC or the Intel, and the Intel says, yeah, I know what you mean, go do this, that sort of thing. So that, in a nutshell, what the PC is doing, which we kind of covered a lot of it up. And frankly, I wouldn't say done with it, but it's now for me, it's just like, okay, yeah, what's next? I understood it. It's good to understand what's it all about. And initially, I just wanted to also mention one thing. In my Facebook video, I did say that I'll drop a bombshell. I will still not dropped yet. The bombshell basically was working on the 64-bit, but it's far from finished. It's nowhere near. And I wouldn't, eventually that made me think halfway through. 64-bit, yes, it's nice to have. Yes, you get obviously the user for the registers. You've got the long mode and all that sort of thing. So registry access, you got the high memory. There's a lot going on. I can talk technically about. I don't want to really. It got up to a point where I thought, if I finish the 64-bit and deliver that, how much difference is going to make to the instrument other than more memory and that sort of thing. With the D510, the Intel motherboard, you only have 4 gigs limit anyway, which is the Linux uses 3, but that's fixable. What I decided to do is I've taken the firmware. Let's just take a step back there. What I decided to do is dive more on the OMAP side, the DSP, and understand how the DSP works. So I think it makes tons more sense for me to kind of focus more on that, to say more on the OMAP videos coming up. Why? Because it's easier for me once I kind of untangled what's happening on the OMAP side or the sound card side, and now once we have those both up and running and understood, it will be easier for me to come back and say, actually guys, what updates you like me to do. Kind of take like a wish list to say, for example, the people wanted to have this, pressing shift and enter, do something else other than whatever. It's a lot of things I can do. I can do that, some of it now, but I really want to focus more on understanding the whole thing. Also, the reason behind it is I do have the urge and the desire to create, one day, to create my own instrument. And that is something I've always dreamed about. I'm getting close. Maybe not creating my instrument yet, but from what I've learned so far, I can create a lot of things. So potentially I've got a lot of things going on, a lot of things to create and that sort of thing. But the issue, or the main thing I wanted to discuss today, is mostly on the OMAP versus PC. So in essence, as I said before, you have the PC controlling the OMAP and the OMAP doing some stuff. So the OMAP basically is used as a monkey. You just tell it what to do and goes and does it. But did you know that the OMAP has? Let me show you the OMAP. What it looks like. Just a second. So if I take it down here, and this is what I'm actually working on as we speak. So we can see there's a lot going on there. That's the OMAP development board from Texas Instruments. And the OMAP chip is actually this little black thing in here. Don't worry, I'm actually grounded so I can touch it without burning it. So this is the OMAP chip. That's the whole thing that does the whole magic in terms of sound and stuff. Did you know it's got the following stuff? So we've got a VGA port built in and an LCD port. You can use those header pins on the back side, and also you can also use that for LCD as well. Video capture interface. It's got an audio interface, which is line in, line out, and you can also multiply those by 6 or 8, whatever it is. USB host and USB to P, USB to serial USB, another USB there. And what was that? Power, Ethernet, what's it called? SD card, and most importantly, it's got a SATA connection, which is SSD. And within that stuff, it's got the memory and all the rest of it. And what I'm working on right now is kind of interfacing with an Arduino board in here to do communication back and forth. And I think I'll come to a video. I'll make a video on that very, very soon, hopefully. But in essence, I mean, if you knew that The OMAP does all this, um, and in a way, it can be, let's say, beefed up to, or boosted up, let's say, to kind of activate or get all these things to function. Then would the PC be required? It's a very long shot. It's a very big thing I'm saying now. May or may not be able to do it. That's an argument we can have later on. But I think at the moment, working with such a sophisticated device, you can see, put a USB keyboard and a USB mouse in there, and you got a whole PC working. But in essence, there's a lot going on. Each section of the system. So, for example, just to give you a magnitude of this whole thing. I mean, if I wanted to start talking to another chip using I2C protocol in Arduino, 5, maybe 10, maybe 15 minutes max, I'm done. I can send and receive commands and instruction and data from the I2C port. But on the OMAP, I have to set up the clocks, I have to set up things, I have to correct the interrupt, the DMAs, all that kind of stuff. The I2C on Arduino takes me 5 to 10 minutes. The I2C on a OMAP, just to read the documentation, is a 40, between 40 and 50 pages long. So you can see the magnitude of the differences. While we're just setting something to say, read this, in OMAP, I have to set up a lot of stuff behind it, the tasks, the interrupts, the DMAs and all that kind of stuff to say, yes, all that stuff set up now, are we around the right clock, jitter correction, that sort of thing, and then go to and do the same thing. So I'm sure you appreciate the OMAP documents, just for the basic stuff to see what's in there, is 1,800 pages long. And it's pretty much what I've been really spending my time on lately, just to read, what's happening and how things going. There's a lot to catch up, and I mean, it's tons of stuff going under the hood at the moment. I wish I could come back and say to you, yes, here's a release, have a look at this, and tell me what you think. But in either for me to kind of get that firmware, or the Kronos firmware up and running on the OMAP side, it takes me time to learn the OMAP itself, and that's where the time is spent right now. Also, and this is the biggest problem I have at the moment, because everything is on this one is actually self-funded, so I'm funding it myself. There's no backing or support or financial backing whatsoever. It takes me time to kind of get back to this, and I have to treat this as a hobby. This is not a business yet, until I kind of come up with something. It would be a different story if someone come and say to me, yes, we'll give you tons of millions of pounds, and here you go, develop this for us, and then see what you come up with. It definitely will speed up the process. I'll have teams working for me. I'll have things to direct and that sort of thing. It'll be a lot different, a lot quicker to push something out. But then still, would it be on the Kronos? I have no idea. I don't think so. On the Kronos side, as I said, I think the best, or as good as it gets, once I'm done with this whole work, I will start taking wish list and kind of releasing upgrades, or to say, let's just take that slightly, break it down, little patches on things to patch up your Kronos to get more functionality out of it. That said, the community of the Kronos is getting obviously shrinking down, mainly because the instrument's about 12 years old now, and it's not even supported by Korg. And prolonging it is just like working with a zombie or Frankenstein. So I don't know how this is going with the Kronos, to be honest with you. How long will it take to get something up and running? But for me personally, it's been a really good learning experience, and especially for the last couple of years. I enjoyed every single bit of it, and I will hopefully continue to do more. The issue I have at the moment is within a couple of months, I will have to. Well, I'm working, negotiating at the moment on a contract going on at the moment that does require me to go and work abroad. And with the negotiation happening at the moment, is maybe I can reduce the price a little bit and work from the UK still. And that's something I'm kind of hopeful that this might happen or might be accepted. But on the other side, it'll be crazy to miss out on that contract. It's a good contract, there's a good thing coming out of it, and I don't want to kind of miss it. So the option is if I start that thing and work completely remote, then definitely all that stuff in this room will come with me, which is is a nightmare to kind of carry. And I'm sure you've seen my videos in the past. This room is like my baby. This office, I built it, converted the whole building into my own stuff. I mean, just behind the walls are all soundproof. There's about 3 kilometers of cabling going behind each wall, and all the cameras to do recording. And this is just made specially for me. I actually made it and designed it all myself. I got people to build it for me, but yeah. Anyway, so that's what's happening right now. It's not going to be much releases on the Kronos. I think back in April I did record a video for the serial side of it, and just to show the communication between the keyboard, the keybed, and the PC, and I kind of broken that down and taken it out, and then made sure the PC can work without the keyboard. And I've got about 250 gigabytes worth of video footage that I haven't posted on YouTube. I haven't done it yet because I think deep inside, is it worth doing it? Is it going to upset people? Or shall I maybe twist the content a little bit just to make it a little bit more comic to to be able to share that kind of idea or knowledge into how we can do this without upsetting people. So that's that's where I'm at the moment. I might just post that video just to clear up some space and then start focusing on the OMAP. But ideally, I do want to start working on the OMAP, and I will produce more videos on the OMAP going forward. So I hope that video makes sense. As I said, I'm a one-man show. It's hard for me to focus on just the hobby there and leave my whilst I have a family to feed and kids to grow and all that kind of stuff left alone. So I have to focus on the financial side first before I can work on the hobby. So I'm sure you appreciate it. It's not easy for me to do that. So but bear with me. We started this together, and hopefully I wouldn't say soon, but I am coming up with stuff, and if you bear with me, one day you will get something nice out of it, hopefully. So just gonna end the video there. Really appreciate your time watching my videos. Thank you very much for your comments and the feedback, and please I shouldn't say this, but I picked up some people bullying other people on YouTube. I just usually delete the comments straight away. Please don't bully others on YouTube. Respect each other, if that makes any sense. Please. I wouldn't even allow the argument there. The minute I see a comment made by a YouTuber or another YouTuber to insult or do something, or just delete straight away without even looking back. So Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's bear with me. All I'm saying. There's a lot more stuff coming up, but I really, really, really need to organize my life. It's there's a lot of things going on. You have no idea what's happening, um, and I wish I could, you know, touch further on that. So anyway, the time is 4:15 a.m. at the moment. Thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll come back soon on another video. So have a nice day. Talk to you soon. Thanks.